Hey folks, this is my wrap-up video for oral and interpersonal communications at Madison College. I really dug the class. I thought it was, pretty informative and no offense, but I wasn't expecting a whole lot, and I did kind of learn a little bit about my communication style, and I think it's pretty valuable. So I'll jump right into the kind of the three questions or the three responses we have for this video. The first one is the three things you learned and why it's important. And so the first thing I have here is that I'm bad at dealing with conflict in a professional setting, and I became aware of this through the exercise where we kind of had to score ourselves. I mean, I guess I've always kind of known, but um, that was kind of an eye opener for me, and that's really important to know because conflict in professional settings is very prevalent, and I'll no doubt have to deal with it at some point. I have had to deal with it already, and I didn't do so well. So hopefully, I can keep some of the tricks we learned in class in mind, and moving forward, I'll be a little better at that. The second thing that I have here is that I learned that certain common and widely used language is kind of hurtful and offensive to some people. So it's better to kind of adjust your jargon or your dialect to person first language. So you never want to assume anyone's kind of situation or anyone's gender or anything like that. Just speak in all encompassing adjectives, things like that. And that's important because you want to get along with everyone. You want to respect people's personal kind of preferences and things like that. The third thing I have here is that I learned that I'm not as fluent in the interview process as I thought. When we had to do that kind of mock interview question, I was actually really struggling with that. It took me, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 takes in that video to finally get something that I was satisfied with. And that was just kind of surprising to me because I always thought I did pretty well in interviews, but when you get asked a tough question like that, when you have to choose a question that's going to be really difficult for you and then answer it, I mean, it's daunting and it's nerve-wracking, even in a setting like this where we're just here to learn. So that's something I really need to improve upon, and that's really important, obviously, because you want to have excellent interview skills. You don't want to be floundering through interviews, not getting jobs, and things like that. That's really important. So some significant challenges. For me, conflict resolution. I became aware that I wasn't, so great at it when I was reading through all those scenarios and trying to figure out how I would deal with it and what type of kind of conflict resolver that I am. And I'm just, I'm a little lost in that world. And I don't like conflict. A lot of people don't. Most people don't. And it's just something that I need to bite the bullet and be a little more forward with in dealing with in the future. So that's definitely a significant challenge I face in the world of kind of professional communication and things like that. And for the third thing, I would have to say conflict resolution. It's so important to kind of be able to work your way through a conflict in a professional situation without anything coming to blows. That would be terrible and unprofessional, and you could potentially get in a lot of trouble. And I just think that if you can resolve a conflict peacefully where both parties respect each other at the end and there's no animosity, that is a skill that I would love to have. And ever since taking this class, it's not something I ever thought about, but now I think about it quite a bit, and it's something I'm definitely going to work on. So overall, pretty cool class. Like I said, I wasn't necessarily expecting too much, and I liked reading through the book. I liked learning new communication styles. I genuinely thought it was pretty cool. So thanks for a solid semester. Cheers.